Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome. Happy full moon. And I say that facetiously because I know this has been a really, really difficult full moon. Holy cow. It has been intense. And so I was feeling compelled to do some kind of acknowledgement of that. And I thought maybe I would do like a old school pick a card, but I don't know. I'm feeling like we just need to talk about it. So I'm going to pull some cards. I'm actually going to go back to the Queen of the Moon Oracle, which is the deck that I typically do the full moon or new moon readings with. But I really want to talk about this full moon and the intensity of it because I don't know about you, but this past week has been so tumultuous emotionally. And I actually just talked to someone yesterday who was really feeling it, even more than I was. And I was feeling it pretty intense. So, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Melissa L. Watkins, evidential medium, spiritual life coach. Yeah, all things spirit at this point. So, this is really looking forward to having this conversation with you today because I would like to dig into this personally because some things came up for me, some dreams were had that were just amazing. Still trying to figure out what a lot of them mean. Sorry, I've got something in my tooth. I just actually had a sandwich. Oh, it was a little piece of pepper. A little piece of pepper just burnt the tip of my tongue. All right, so according to tarot.com, okay. Dig into past beliefs during this full moon, even if thinking about them is a little uncomfortable. Yeah. Get settled somewhere comfortable with a journal and comfortable drink and start unpacking old baggage. Here's the thing. I don't think you needed to sit down and unpack it. I think it showed up kind of in your face in some way, whether it was emotional, whether it was a dream, whether it was an epiphany, sudden kind of knowingness, that light bulb just kind of went on your head. Clairvoyance kicking on. In a lot of my energy sessions this month, I've been feeling the third eye really opening up. So a lot of energies right now. And so, yeah, welcome everybody. This is kind of what I've been tuning into. So I'm going to just start with this Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I know that, Stacey DeMarco. And just see what spirit wants. The energies, man, they were hard. They were and it was a lot of really old stuff that you don't want to deal with. It's a lot of and to be honest with you, some of it was stuff that you thought you'd already dealt with. Like I actually did a podcast on narcissistic abuse again because I'm really feeling that got ramped up in this full moon. A lot of you who've been abused or maybe are being abused, there's just that light bulb went on and there's things that you now see more clearly or you'd really feel like it's time to deal with or let go. So, this is energy coming through you, activating you so that you can jump into the new timeline, jump into the new states of consciousness, the new states of awareness, bringing you online. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Archangel Metatron is here with us for sure. All right. So, all right. Oh, I got 3. Yeah, because you need to be blossoming. Look at that. This is all about you blossoming, and you can't blossom. Blossoming is newness. Blossoming is a new beginning, a renewal. Stepping into something. Look at that full moon right on that card. This is taking you to blossoming, taking you into the harmony. Look at that beautiful symphony of flowers, but also, the beautiful harmonic music she's making. Yeah. That's what I'm picking up. This is card number 33. So this is your master number. This is Jesus energy. Helping you to come into this harmony of new states of your experience. Yeah, because the next card is balance. And when you have internal angst or internal difficulty, internal, oh gosh, just strife, right? It's churning in there, right? And you look very put together on the outside. You look very like you got it going on, right? But on the inside, it's such a different story. And I really feel like this full moon is coming in to help you calm that internal dialogue, that internal emotional state of confusion and hurt, pain. You can't be aware, you can't be present in any part of your life if you're on this hamster wheel of making everybody else feel like they're doing okay, making everybody else feel like you're doing okay, right? So this balance that you're coming into on the other side of this full moon energy. Full moons are, leading up to, and they say about 3 days. I think this one was pretty much a whole week. Then, we had the phase of the full moon, and now we're kind of in the post, right? So it's like, what can we learn? And if you don't really sit down, like I just read, and really think about what it is that came up, then you're kind of missing the point of this energy coming in to churn all of this internal strife up, right? Whether it's inner child wounding, right? It's past abuse cycles, right? It's those negative stories that you tell about yourself, whatever it is that's coming up, right? It's coming up for a reason, and the reason is for you to get it out, and that's how you balance that internal angst, hurt, pain. And I feel like this Scorpio full moon not only brought up things that you are very aware of, right? Things that maybe happened, in 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or last week, or so stuff that's like, and I say pretty current because if you think about like the lifetimes that your soul has lived, right? This lifetime is very current. But for you with inner child wounding, like that's, whatever that container is for you, is that, mine is a 55-year-old container, right? Is your container, however long you've been on this planet. And so, what is coming up? And for some of you, it may surprise you because it's stuff that maybe you weren't aware that you were holding on to. I use the example of myself in the resentment that I released in my very first integrated energy therapy session. And I didn't realize I was holding on to that resentment. I knew that I had dealt with anger around, a mother wound, but I didn't know that I had like this white hot resentment in my emotional body. And so I feel like, those of you who are really going through it right now, you're really having stuff come up that really, really, really is like, oh, I thought I dealt with it, or I didn't know I was, holding on to that extent, right? Um, and for some of you, it can be suppressed, right? We suppress things that were really, really difficult. And so I feel like that's the intensity of this full moon. It's brought stuff up from the depths, the depths. And yeah, that's hard. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. But it's all for, look at that. That was the third card that came out. It's all for our growth. It's all for our benefit, right? Look at how beautiful the greens are on that. Like and again, it's look at that. So two cards kind of showing that this is all for your benefit, for things to be new. And when you're healing or when you're growing something, within you. Or even I was just getting this like metaphor of like, even if you just buy like, the plant that they've got on the clearance rack because it's half dead, and you bring it home and you start giving it attention and all the things that it needs, and it really starts to perk up, right? That's what I'm feeling, that this is what spirit is helping you do. It's helping you to take those parts of yourselves that have died or withered, that deserve to be renewed, that deserve. Yeah, card number 5, look at that. This is change on a soul level. This is a new road. This is a very new road. And it's funny because the person I was talking to yesterday, like she's not just branching off into a new direction. She's actually like jumping like her whole energy, right? And I feel like for some of you, that's what you're going through. It's like the status quo of what you've been dealing with is just, it doesn't fit anymore. It's like this really scratchy sweater, right? This wool sweater, and you've got nothing on underneath it. So it's just scratching the heck out of you. I'm actually getting that visual of Johnny Galecki in Big Bang Theory when he had to wear that sweater because of he lost a bet with Sheldon, and it was a wool sweater that someone had made them and they'd found it in a box. And so he literally had to wear it, and like he takes it off and like his whole torso is just red. It's been so irritated. And that's what I feel like. I feel like for some of you, there's something that you've been holding on to, wearing, that just has irritated you at the soul level for so long, but you didn't know what to do with it. And it's like now being like brought up because it's time to release it. It's time to let it go, right? So that you can get to these new growths, these new shoots, these new blossoms, these new flowers. And they're going to be very different. It's not going to be something that you've done before. It's not going to be maybe with people that you've done it with before. I feel like this is leading you down, again, card number 5 in numerology. 5 is change, right? It really, really is. Yeah. And 1 and 9 is 10, the end. You're balancing things out because you're coming to this ending of the way things were. And this all starts internally. Nothing's going to change in your external until you change your internal, right? And I know for me, that was such an epiphany when I really realized that on such a visceral level, like an internal knowingness that, oh, that's how this works. I've been changing my internal, how I think about things, how I feel about things, and all of a sudden, things in my external are opening up. They're flowing. They're coming to me, right? But when you're in it, it's hard. It's disturbing. It's sucking your energy. You have nothing to give. You're surviving, right? You're in survival mode. You're just doing what you need to do to survive every minute, every hour, every day, right? So you can't even think about long term. You can't think about down the road. All you can think about is, can I get through this moment, this situation? And that's what I feel like this full moon has really brought up for us. All right, so let's go but it's all because we're being brought to the new. And we can't be brought to the new if we're still mired and stuck in the old dogma, in the old paradigm. And I just had 2 literally flip out at me. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I got it again. Balance. Oh my gosh. That's what this difficult has been about. That's what this coming up is all about. It's so that you can balance. You can it's equilibrium. It's equanimity. It's balance on the soul level. It's seeing the muck and the mire and the fear and the abuse and all the shit that you're holding on to, right? It's seeing it, but having a neutrality about it, knowing that you can get through it, because the equanimity is, you have a partner, right? You have a higher self, you have a Christ consciousness, you have faith, you have God, You have, in whatever form that looks like, God, Goddess, Buddha, Jesus, Christ consciousness, universe, whatever it looks like, right? That's the balance that we're talking about, that this full moon is bringing you into, this equanimity, this soul level. Yeah, this is shitty and it's going on right now, but over here, I'm going to be okay because I've got a partner in my higher self that's going to help me find my way through and support me in with what I need to get through, or help me let go of what I've been holding on to that I don't need to hold on to anymore. That's what this full moon was all about. Holy camole. Okay. I've been using this word quite a bit. And I just want to really want to talk about it for a minute because I think it's really important, because I think it's one of those words like discernment came out. I want to say in the early 2000s, we started hearing discernment as a spiritual practice. And I feel like the next one coming out is equanimity. I feel like the next spiritual practice is equanimity. The quality of being calm and even-tempered, composure. Evenness of mind, that calm temper or firmness of mind. So again, equanimity is about, I see how bad it is. I get it, right? Like they're towing the car out of my yard. I get how bad it is, right? But I'm not in such a fear state that I'm drawing more bad things to me. I see it, but I'm staying in this calm, neutral, I'm now going to take the steps I need to get myself out of the situation, right? Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, everyone. So this is where we are going. And I feel like that's why these things are now being brought to you, because it's this sense of equanimity that is allowing us. We're still human. We're still going to have challenges and obstacles and bad things and frustrations and, people coming at us for whatever reason. But if we can stay centered and grounded, right? Feet firmly on the ground as I put them on there, right? Because I have a bad habit of putting them on the legs of my chair. Spirit's calling me out. So groundedness, right? Getting into connection to Mother Gaia. So that when these things kind of keep coming at you, and maybe they're coming at you from different directions as I bump everything, right? And it just feels like I don't know how to stop this bombardment of things I don't want, right? And I feel like it's through this practice of equanimity, of really seeing it, but staying calm, staying in the faith that everything is working out for your highest and greatest good, because it always is, whether or not you believe it. Trust me, it took me a long, long time to get there. I get it, right? But that's what I'm picking up. This full moon, why it was so difficult is because this balance that they're asking us to come into is very much about getting your mind in line so that your thoughts, your fight or flight doesn't always attack, right? Whatever is happening around you. Whew, okay, so the other card that came out with that was debilitated discomfort. I think I'm going to read this one. Debilitated discomfort. Card number 14, 1 and 4 makes 5. I'm seeing this Scorpio full moon was all about shifting you, shifting me, shifting all of us into higher states of consciousness. And we can only do that through awareness. And how do we become aware? We have to have it present, right? So whatever came up for you was being brought up to your awareness. Oh, wrong book. I'm like, that is not what I want. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. Debilitated discomfort. If you put a well-organized city dweller deep in the woods and they'd be accidentally debilitated, out of their element, and pushed to live up to their potential. They may be uncomfortable, but the situation offers a chance to stretch further and develop their soul. The same goes for a planet in a sign or placement that's awkward with its nature. For example, Mercury is the least mercurial when it's in Pisces, opposite the sign of Virgo, which it rules. Here, Mercury can bestow a great mind, intuitive, integrated, imaginative, a mind to escape in purely pursuits. This time to contribute nonetheless, and the long-term benefits will be worth your efforts. Learn and listen rather than assert yourself and your opinions. Use your strength and leadership skills to support and center another person or project. Pass the ball to someone who's in a position to run with it. Back up a leader. Do the work behind the scenes and bolster the team. If you're not ready to do this work, you can pass the ball and leave the field, but consider redefining your idea of success. Stay here and you can grow needed skills, and build up trust among others who can help you in the future. Everything you learn, all the contacts you make, prepare you for when it's your turn. So the challenge with this card is whether you're an artist among the engineers or a linebacker among the ballerinas, you may struggle to apply your talents in this situation. In these moments, it's easy to slip into pity, self-pity, and self-doubt. The gift of this, you're being challenged to grow in ways you can't predict. That is, I feel like, what this whole full moon was about. That line right there. You're being asked to diversify, stretch, and strengthen your weak muscles. Only you can decide if it's time to take challenge, but this experience also encourages you to love yourself in the quiet moments and to appreciate what you bring to the table, even when nobody else notices. Wow. And that's powerful. That's powerful because as humans, right, we have this desire to be seen. That kind of goes back to like survival, right? Like if people notice me and they see me here, like I'm, and I'm being beneficial and, everybody's copacetic with me, then I'm safe, right? But if I'm trying to color outside the lines, I'm trying to express myself in a different way, not everybody's kind of on board with it. That feels really scary, right? But I feel like that's exactly what these energies have brought to us. Okay. So let's do a little let's pull some cards. All right, I was going to use we're going to use the I think it's a witch's tarot. Yes. Okay. I've been using this deck for so long. I know it's a witchy deck. I know that. And it's got like the moon phase symbol on them. So I feel like this is the deck calling us, right? Okay. Let me just knock these out. Give them a good shuffle and see what spirit wants to bring through. Whew. I'm feeling this. I don't know about you guys, but boy, am I feeling this. The energy in my body right now is just zinging. It's just a zinging. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Just cut them. There we go. Yeah, it's time for things to move. It's time. The energy's moving. The energy's shifting. And things are going to start taking off after this full moon. So I would say that the end of this week, next week, the rest of this month. Well, it's May. So May, things are going to move. Things are going to move. Things are going to take off. Whew. Okay. I'm feeling that totally feeling that in my throat chakra. So for those of you who maybe have a hard time speaking your truth, that will not be the case. That will not be the case. Things are taking off. Just looking at this, and some of those have like a red ribbon around them 2 of them have a red ribbon around them. Yeah, I for some reason, I'm picking up, like, truths being revealed, 2 things really popping off or taking off for you, 2 things coming in, um, and I don't feel like it's you have to make a choice between them. I feel like there's 2 things. Yeah, asking for help, I like that, Darlene. Yeah, 2 things are coming in. 2 things are coming in. Okay, interesting. Oh, and I shuffled them again after I cut them. Oh, well, something's telling me. Okay. Oh, okay, because those wanted to come out. Okay. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna put this one. This one kind of turned around, but I don't want to see it yet. Okay. Look at that. Your hard work paying off. So stay because you've been so diligent, because you've been working behind the scenes, you've been working when nobody's been watching. You've been consistent. You haven't given up. Yeah, your hard work is paying off, is being seen. I really feel like things are moving. Things are moving because of your hard work. Things are taking off and things are coming in. Two things ve- very positively coming in because of the hard work that you've done, because of the shifts you've been willing to make, because of the trials and tribulations you've been walking through, because of the releasing you've been doing, because of the showing up for yourself and others that you've been doing. Yeah, look at that. Seeing things from a new perspective. This full moon is helping you to do that. Really seeing situations um, in a different way, or clarity coming in. I also feel like the number 4 is significant. See how he's making a number 4 with his legs? I feel like the number 4 is significant. The other thing that I'm getting too is, like, only one leg, is holding him up, the other one is free. So there's something here about, gaining freedom, which is also giving you a new perspective. Yeah, some of you are really, really letting go of old belief systems and old shackles, and you've really worked towards, coming into your own. You've really worked it towards really stepping into your power or your path. You've really worked towards, quieting that inner turmoil or letting go of that, those reasons that you had to be in survival mode. So yeah, there's this equanimity that you're coming into. It's really helping you to shift. And it's, when you're coming into equanimity, you're coming out of fear. And when you're coming out of fear, you do get a clarity. And that's what I'm picking up here, that this is what this full moon is bringing you, this clarity. Um, and it's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but when you come out of a deep meditation and you open your eyes for the first time, it's like all of the colors are more vibrant, or the light is um, lighter, clearer. Um, I don't know. There's just like a special quality to what you're seeing. And I feel like that's what this full moon has done. If you have been willing to let it, if you haven't been trying to, like, stuff things down. Yeah. You're creating stability for yourself. So there is going to be resources, and this is what happens when you shift your energy in out of fear and up the emotional chart, right? And equanimity being kind of one of the higher vibrations up there with discernment and gratitude. Like, yeah, things are going to start showing up. Bounty is going to start showing up, right? Resources and stability are going to start showing up. Things are going to start feeling very, very grounded. Um, and so this full moon is really bringing you into this sense of safety and stability, very like release and root chakra. So for those of you who've been dealing with lack mentality, or you've been dealing with just not feeling safe and stable in your environment, in your relationships, in your home, in your family, in your friend group, right? In your cohort, right? Like, I feel like that's what this full moon is helping you to do, is come into this stability. I mean, that's what I'm getting there. Stability. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, this was actually in the reverse. This was actually in the reverse. So I feel like you're letting go of fear. I mean, I feel like this is very much a card of, when things are rushing forward with, truths coming at you and things being revealed. It's like you're now coming out of that. You're coming out of not seeing things clearly. Yeah. You're getting that new perspective. You're starting to see things from a new perspective, gaining wisdom. Gaining wisdom. Yeah, look at that. Because it's time for a new beginning. Look at that. Clearly a new beginning. Clearly a new road. For some of you, it's a new goal, it's a new passion, it's new people, it's new situations. This is just beautiful. It's just new. It's growth. It's sovereignty. It's it's blossoming into this new version of your situation, more in alignment with your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your goals, that spark of divinity that resides within you. This is not letting this, after this full moon, you're not letting your fear drive the train as much. And for some of you, maybe at all, but for many of you, as much as it used to, because there's been this shift, there's been this purge, there's been this release. And that's what I'm feeling. Okay. I do want to pull in, I think, some advice. Hello, Melissa. Hello, everyone watching on the replay. Welcome. Okay. So, whoa. Yeah. Because you're raising your vibration. This full moon is helping you to raise your vibration. This full moon energy that helped you purge whatever it was that came up to be released, the emotion, the thought, the fear, situation, relationship, goal, whatever it is. Raising your vibration is how you positively impact what it is that you want in your life. How you draw it to you and not feel like you have to strive and drive towards it, right? So I'm just going to read the extended message from Radley Valen. Kyle Gray. Sorry, Mr. Kyle Gray. The Angel Guide by Kyle Gray. The extended message for this. There's a sense of achievement around you at this time. You may be receiving documentation, certification, or a reward of some description to acknowledge your growth or experience. This is a time to cherish, a time to enjoy the rewards of your commitment to living with integrity and doing good. You have overcome many challenges and have risen above adversity, judgment, and possibly even abuse. You are ascending spiritually and personally at this time, and the universe is supporting you. This is a pathway of light and the pathway of your soul's evolution, ascension. So this full moon has helped you to reach further upward. That's why it was so hard. That's why it was so emotional. That's why it was so exhausting. Whenever you're dealing with your emotions, it's exhausting, positive or negative, it's exhausting. And I feel like many of us went through in the last week a period of just utter needing a minute. I can't tell you how many times I found myself out in my backyard in my grounding chair, and it's still too flippin' cold. So I wasn't out there very long. And if I'd taken a blanket, it would have been better. But, I just really needed to be 10 or 20 degrees. warmer for sure. But I feel like that's what spirit was propelling me to share with all of you because I know this has been a lot. You're not alone. You're not alone. So for those of you who are needing support, my coaching package, Empower Me Now, 6 months, 9 sessions, jump starting your awakening, ascension, and healing journey, working with your higher self, working with your guides and angels. It's beautiful, the transformation that people go through, when you've been holding on to really difficult stuff for a really long time. And again, stuff you may not even realize you were holding on to. It's disconcerting to say the least, to know that what's holding you back you weren't even aware of. So that's there. And then in September, very, very limited spots, I will be doing integrated energy therapy certification in September. So if you grab your seat by June, there is a discount. So go to my website, melissalwatkins.com/events. Look at the IET certification event. And in the description box, you'll get the coupon code for the early bird special that does expire at the end of June, I believe June 30th. Or is there a 31st in June? I don't think there is. But anyway, that's there. So if you're somebody that's really wanting to learn or be certified in integrated energy healing therapy modality for yourself or to share, I'm getting really excited. I've been certifying more people who will be sharing it than just getting the certification for themselves. So I'm really looking forward to having more practitioners because the more practitioners out there doing this work, the more we're impacting the frequency of the planet. And that is why we're here, right? So hello, and Lieb, welcome, welcome. Yes, Darlene, it is exhausting. Doing emotional releasing and raising your vibrational frequency is exhausting when you're in the trenches and doing the bulk of the work. It really, really is. But yeah, so that's in September. But if you're someone that's really struggling with, narcissistic abuse, you're struggling with addiction, PTSD, just anything that affects your nervous system, integrated energy therapy is so, so beneficial in helping you to release the issues in your tissues because, these things are emotions that are being impacted that we're shoving down, and we only have so much room in our emotional body and things start popping out. And that's when we can't focus. We can't create the life that we want to create. We can't find the happiness that we want to have. We can't draw in the most compatible soulmate or, the things that really matter. So if you're someone that's really struggling, please, please, please go to my website, check out the Empower Me Now package. If you think that's something that, you're drawn to, you can book the discovery call if you want to see if we're a good match, if we resonate. But if you're here, chances are we're a good match if you found me, because the intention is who needs me finds me. So this is the work that we're doing moving forward, really helping those of you who are really ready to move forward in your life and not holding on to all the crap. Especially if you've been on this planet for more than a couple of decades, you've accumulated some things. But this full moon, I feel like it really did help purge or bring up things from inner child wounding, really, really deep, deep seated stuff. And so for those of you who are feeling that and want support with that, please check out my Empower Me Now coaching package, because we can really start to alleviate those issues in your tissues and help you to start manifesting the life that you want and really stepping into your own sovereignty, your own divinity, your own connection to yourself on a spiritual level, helping you to really be able to trust and act on your own intuition, not having to go to this person and that person and the other person to help you. You can find it all within yourself. And that's what the spirit guides that we work with help you do. It's all coming through me. And I want to be that partner if that's what you're looking for. So, good morning, Irene. Hello. All right, everybody. I'm going to leave it there. But if you're someone that is really, really struggling, integrated energy therapy is the energy modality, that energy healing modality that I really stepped into in 2017. So we're going on about a decade now of certifying people to be energy practitioners, and also working with many, many people to help to get them back on their feet so they can live their most authentic expression, have the most satisfying relationships, really stepping into their power in a way that maybe they've never been able to step into before. Because if you're someone that's been living in survival mode for most of your life or your whole life up to this point, the reason you're finding me is because it's time to get out of that. It's time to really understand that you don't have to live in constant fear, in fight and flight, that there is something on the other side of that. And, my story is I didn't know what I didn't know. And I didn't know there was something on the other side of that. I didn't know that what I was living in was survival mode, that I was always rushing and being and doing and striving and driving, because if I didn't, I wasn't safe. And I kept putting myself in dangerous situations, in toxic situations, because that's what was my comfortable zone. And I didn't know that there was, I could see that other people had different relationships and got along differently. I just didn't know how to get that. I didn't know I what that secret recipe was. I wasn't privy to it, but I really, really wanted it. And so I kept praying. And that's when, God brought me um, the people to support me and to show me and to teach me and to help me grow in the direction that was going to put me in front of you today. And so that's what this is all about, helping you to become the best version of yourself. And so the spiritual life coaching is the direction that I can do that in the best way possible. There's the Empower Me Now 6 months package. There's a 12-month package at a discounted rate, or there is the monthly that is 12 months. If you wanted to pay monthly, that would be a direct debit situation for a year. But all of that is outlined at melissaalwatkins.com. So thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your part on my journey. And if I can support you, please reach out. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. For those of you in my 5D Awakening course, I will see you tomorrow. Really, really looking forward to it. That will be class number 5. We will have Mother's Day off, and then we will reconvene on the 17th for the certification class. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day. Sending you so much love and so many blessings. Namaste. Oh, well, thank you so much, Darlene. I truly appreciate that.